Hello, Rob Hyodo here. I am a product training specialist here at Winov, and today I want to go through the hardware configuration console and how you can fine-tune your inputs that you have coming into Cbox. So once you have your sources plugged into Cbox, you want to open the hardware configuration console and make all the adjustments necessary, or if you're setting Cbox up in a new location for the first time. This is going to depend on the presenter, how loudly they're speaking, the size of the room, the amount of available light you have in the room, the type of camera that you're using, the background, etc. These things can all be looked at in the context of the hardware configuration console and adjust the levels appropriately. So to open the hardware configuration console, we want to be either in the Start menu here or in the Studio Session interface because those have the Tools menu. So you want to go to Tools and Hardware Configuration, and that launches the hardware configuration console. So we're going to go through the audio control panel and the video control panel. Looking at the audio control panel, you have mic, audio 1 in, audio 2 in, audio 3 in, and speaker. So let's just go in order here. Mic is the microphone. I've got a microphone here and I'm going to be speaking into it, and if it's a fan and powered mic, which this is, I would check the enabled box under fan and power. I can do a quick 6 or 12 decibel increase just by clicking these radio buttons here, or I can adjust levels with the sliders here. If I want to reset these back to their default values, all I need to do is click on the input, and this is true of any of the inputs, both for the audio and the video. I click reset, and that will set everything back to their default values. Audio 1 in is they're the balanced inputs. So if you have a house sound system or a series of microphones that are plugged into a single mixer, you can take the output from that mixer and go into the balanced inputs that we have on Cbox and adjust the volume levels here accordingly as well. Audio 2 in and audio 3 in, these are the unbalanced inputs that we have, the RCA cables. So you can plug things in such as the audio from a DVD player, an iPod, or a PC. Now I've got a PC audio coming into audio input 2 here, or audio 2 in. And again, I could increase the levels here. And you can see when it's red, that's when we're clipping. We want to back off from that. So again, you would just make all these adjustments accordingly once you set up your Cbox or the situation you're in. And again, reset, I just right click and click reset to set everything back to their default values. Speaker, now this is in case you want to go from Cbox out to a sound system, to a house sound system, you can feed the audio from Cbox and adjust the levels here accordingly as well. Okay, so let's collapse the audio control panel and expand video control panel. Now for video control panel, you'll see we've got video sources 1, 2, and 3, and computer. Now all of the controls for these video sources and the RGB input, which is the computer input, are all the same. And I will show you that by going to video source 1, which I have a pan tilt zoom camera trained on me here. And we'll just go through some of these adjustments that we can make. So for example, brightness. I think we've got plenty of light in this room and it's actually a little too bright, so I'm going to turn this down just a tad. And I think I'll turn the contrast down as well. And there we go. Saturation, so this is the amount of color that we have in this image we have here. So I can increase the saturation of the color here. I can also overdo it just by going all the way to the end there. Going the other way, I can remove all the color information. So essentially we're desaturating that image of the color, and we got essentially black and white or a grayscale. But I think I'm going to actually go and increase the saturation just a tad here, and then move on to hue. So we've got adjustments that we can make to the color with this hue setting here, and I think it's pretty good here. I'm going to actually take it down just a tad. There we go. Luma gain and chroma gain. Again, these are just levels to control the amount of light or color respectively. So Luma, I think again we've got enough light here. I'm going to actually tone this down just a tad. Maybe a little bit more than just a tad, but here we go. And I think that looks good there. And chroma gain, I'm going to actually increase that just a little bit. And sharpness, for this particular camera, I like the sharpness of the image that we get from this camera, so I'm going to turn the sharpness all the way up, and I do that with most of my cameras that we have plugged into Cbox. So I think that looks pretty good here, maybe a little too dark, so let's increase the luma gain here a little bit, and I think that is a good image, so more superior than the default image that we had. So again, we could check that here by going to reset. Yeah, the default settings are a little bit washed out, I think, and the default for the video inputs, source inputs, are always down the middle here, so that that's what we get when we hit reset. Sometimes you plug in a camera, you just want to do auto luma, auto chroma, and that's good enough. So just depending on what you want to do. Video source 2, no sources in there. Video source 3, I have a DVD player in here, and you can again just adjust the levels accordingly. And reset just by going to right click and reset. Computer, again, all the same settings. This is the RGB signal. I think I will increase the luma here just a tad, just to get a nice clear image from the iTunes that I have playing on my my desktop here. And again, this happens to be the source of my audio for audio 2 in. Okay, so that concludes the video for the hardware configuration console. I hope that was helpful. This is first of a series of tips and tricks videos that we want to send out to you guys, so please send me some feedback, or you can email info@winob.com if you have any questions or would like to see a tutorial on anything in particular or have any questions. We can make a video and again broadcast this out like we did in a newsletter, make it available on our site, or maybe even just send you a personalized video if you have a unique situation that you want to try and tackle. Okay, thank you very much.